I have a short meeting with you tonight, but I have good news for you.
Okay.
And the good news is
I have seen it.
5.5 score. But this result is very special because you answered you answered correctly the last ones, which is really interesting. From 30 to 40, which is usually the hardest questions in IELTS listening. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 correct out of 10. The last 30 to 40, they are the hardest part of IELTS, as you know, and IELTS listening. So you got 7 correct out of the total number of 10, which is really good. But maybe this is attributed to the fact that you are not focusing. So I would like to ask you to tell me a little bit about when you took this test.
As I remember, I took it about between afternoon. I took it afternoon.
So you didn't follow my advice of taking it in the morning.
I didn't find enough time to answer it at the morning.
Okay. Now, in addition to this, I have a few comments that I will make right now. But in the beginning, I would like to ask you to tell me about your preparation to take the test and, if possible, when.
I need to explain that. What are you meaning? What do you meaning of that?
Okay, give me 1 second to write a comment about what you said. I need to explain that because you said, what are you meaning? And you should say, what do you mean? What do you mean? What I mean is that, what is your preparation for the IELTS real test? When do you want, when should you take it? When do you like to take it?
The last quarter of January.
So, okay, so as we agreed, it's going to be on the 26th of January.
Oh, yes, that's what I want.
Okay.
To prepare myself for the test.
And to prepare yourself for the test, you need to register for the test. So when are you planning to register for this test, Anmar?
Is it good if I register myself the first day of the January? Is it good?
Well, I am not sure because I don't work with British Council. But as far as I know, that the closer you get to the test date, the limited seats will be. So if you get closer to the test date, the seats will be much more limited than before, because people usually register a month or 2 months before the test time. In our meeting of tonight, I have a few questions. First question is, I would like to ask you to tell me a little bit about...
By the way, the preparation came from prepare, right?
Yes, that's correct. So the word preparation comes from the word to prepare. To prepare, it means to get ready. Preparation is the act of becoming ready for something. Like, let's say, by the way, is my voice clear?
Yes, very clear.
Okay. Say it again.
Very clear.
Okay. Now, as I said, the word preparation comes from the word prepare, to prepare, and means to be ready for something. Now, what I am looking at here is listening, as we agreed, the majority of words that they will rely on and focus on are either nouns or numbers, and numbers are nouns in terms of category or adjectives, because these have more content than function. Now, in English, we need to understand the difference between the content and the function in language. This is something that we study in English. You don't need to understand completely, but Anmar, function is a tool that we use in grammar in English to make connections among sentences, like he is here. So the word is a tool. It serves a function. Content, on the other hand, is something that the meaning of the sentence is connected to. For example, I am here. So the word I am and here. We wouldn't understand the sentence if I don't say I am and here. If I just say is, you would say, what do you mean? So the whole composition, the whole structure of a sentence is fixated to the nouns and the verbs and adjectives. So if we look at the answers here, this is the list of answers to the link of the test of listening that you've taken. Let's not focus on the C's. Let's just focus on the words. Smoking is a noun. Laundry is a noun. Quiet is a noun. Okay. Non-parking is a noun. Party is a noun. 6 a.m. is a noun. Front door key is a verb, correct?
Front door key. No, it's not verb. It's a noun.
It's a noun. 6:20, venue, court, Sunday, coach, pole, bat, barbecue, MVP, confirmed letter, 6:40, 14, extend thesis deadline, reading materials, shooting stars, solar is an adjective, meteor, showers, 1833 comets اللي معناها المذنبات. الكلمة هاي ما مجاوبها أنت.
comets يعني مذنب؟
نعم أنت هذا ما مجاوبه لأنه أنا استنتجت لأنه ما تعرف كلمة comet.
ما أعرف شو معناته.
اللي معناها مذنب. Fireball, white, thunderstones, June 30, and 65 million. So the majority here, the majority of answers are nouns. We can conclude saying that if we want to get higher score in IELTS, we have to focus on what?
Nouns.
Nouns. Nouns in reading and nouns in listening. If we go, this is the section for listening. But if we check, let's say, for example, the section for reading. In reading section, just to give you an example of what I mean here, in the reading section, the answers are also highly dependable on nouns. So most of focus here is highly dependable on nouns. These are the Roman numerals, the الأرقام الرومانية, and they are by categorization, not verbs. They are not adjectives. They are not adverbs. They are nouns. Okay?
Okay.
Inland. Inland is a noun. Deadlocked, noun. 1949 is a noun. 60,000, 1973 is a noun. Sign language, hardships, engineering feats are nouns. No, not giving. Yes, no, not given. Let's not focus on that. Productivity, anxiety, severe is an adjective. Pressures, noun. Publish is a verb. Funds, noun. Replace is a verb. Unsustainable is an adjective. Again, the majority is nouns. So there is a woman from Saudi Arabia. Her name is Fatima Walid. She got 9. Whoa. And she finished the test in 15 minutes and 21 seconds, which is crazy. You know, it's such an interesting thing. Perfect. So let's go back here to the point that I want to emphasize, quite relevant to the listening section. I'll be just highlighting part of what we've covered before. For tonight, I want you to tell me a little bit about what we have discussed in our last meeting at the station. Do you remember? Do you recall part of what I talked about that is relevant to how we can identify our location on map and how do we follow the guideline?
Yes, as I remember, you said I have to focus when they said you are here, or focus on the north side, right? The north side.
I want you to explain it to me in a little bit, let's say, simpler style. Imagine that I haven't taken the IELTS before, and you want to tell me how and what to focus on when it comes to my study and learning of the map in the listening section. So how do you start with your training of the map? How do you get higher score?
First of all, I have to find my location. And we can find that by the writing "you are here," "you are in the entrance," or if they are not, none of one of these, I have to focus on the north side.
Okay.
North direction. Then I have all the question come back to the first location when they said something to the right corner. That's right corner from my location, from my position. Every time when the question asking me to identify a place, I have to remember.
Identify a place.
Identify.
Yes.
Identify a place. That's mean I have to put in my mind. I have to identify.
Keep in mind.
From my position.
Any other details that you want to share with me?
It's in the simple. It's not need more details. All the key of the success in this test identify your position first.
Okay, sounds good. Now I will share with you this reading section so we can just listen to it. Okay. Wait 1 second. Do you see this section? This is part of the PDF that I sent you some time ago.
Yes.
I'm delighted to show you the plans for a proposed new extension to the reception area. Please turn your attention to the project in front of you. If you enter through the entrance doors and go around the shop corner, you will find on your left the new box office.
Okay, so let me just check the speed. Spoken text as normal.
I am delighted to show you the plans for a proposed new extension to the reception area. Please turn your attention to the project in front of you. If you enter through the entrance doors and go.
See, so if she says, if you enter through the entrance door, we usually have to look at a map for this purpose. But most of the time, the map shows the direction to the top. So imagine that you're entering in the map and your face is going to the top. So anything that is to right or to left is in front of you. Don't think that you're from top and looking down, because that is going to confuse you. And as an example here, I want to show you this map from the test that you will be taking tonight and tomorrow morning. Once they show you the entrance here, this is going to be your location. So when we look at the entrance here, we are also looking at our position. So this is your position, unless they tell you that you are located in section F and you want to go to section A. So if they tell you you're in section F and you want to go to section A, what is the directions that you're going to tell them?
Go straight and turn left.
Okay, so they can go through this way, straight, and pass through A and D and straight ahead to section A, or in any direction. But if they're not showing you the sign, this is the living room of the future. In the living room of the future, you're going to enter from here. So once you enter from here, before you read this, you will have around 30 seconds to look at this map before the listening starts. What you need to do is to imagine this, the word left. So you need to focus on, once you enter to the left, you need to focus on what's on B section. Then on B section, well, I need to identify television, temperature control, bookcase, and computer keyboards. Okay, so these are the sections here. Now, when we look at here, this is the fireplace. This is C, D, E, F, B, and A. Usually, like on these two sides, because people put TVs here and here, so we might say, well, section, before reading, of course, before reading, because people put the LCDs on the right side or the left side of the room. And they don't put it in here because this section doesn't look like it's a section for TV. And they don't put it here because this section is taking longer, bigger place. You see what I mean? So it's relatively easier. So maybe I'm saying television is either F or A. And then temperature control, usually for temperature control, usually it happens to be closer to the entrance door. Why? because you need to look at it before you leave the room. In case the temperature is really high, it may put your room on fire. So you gotta think about it, visualize it. Let's listen to it and see, maybe we can figure this something out. But you just need to look quickly at the nouns here: television, temperature, bookcase, and computer board, keyboard. And you keep a note next to you with a pencil. And in this pencil, once you listen, you can just identify. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
We can do a simulation. We can do simulation right now, but what happens is that I want you to finish this test and send me the result tomorrow. Deadline is tomorrow.
Okay.
Before you hear the rest of the tour, you have some time to look at questions 17 to 20.
Now we have questions 17 to 20. Bookcase, temperature control, television, and computer keyboard. And all of this time of silence is the time that you have to focus on understanding.
Now listen and answer questions 17 to 20.
Ready.
Lastly, here we are in the living area, which you'll be pleased to hear is still the heart of the family home. Let's enter the room. Now, to the left of the entrance is the main seating area with a sofa, and directly opposite the entrance is an armchair. The sofa backs onto the wall and the armchair faces to the left across the coffee table to a blank wall. So, where is the TV, I hear you ask? Well, this entire wall is the television. The whole thing is a plasma screen designed to show your TV, surf the internet, or, when it's not in use, it displays anything you want it to.
مدى تاخذ ملاحظات أنمار؟ لأن هي أشرت قالت وين التي في؟
أنا عبالي تريدني بس أسمع.
لا يعني هو الايلتس هو listening وبنفس الوقت إجابة، يعني listen and response.
أنا أعرف بس أنا عبالي هسه الوقت الحاضر تريدني بس أستمع له.
Okay, should we repeat it?
Okay.
Before you hear the rest of the tour,
of course,
you have some time to look at questions 17 to 20.
بس المشكلة أنا ما أشوف الأجوبة هسه، تلفزيون بوك بس.
Okay, اكتبهم. Television.
Okay.
And then temperature, book case, and computer keyboard.
Okay.
Now listen and answer questions 17 to 20.
Lastly, here we are in the living area, which you'll be pleased to hear is still the heart of the family home. Let's enter the room. Now, to the left of the entrance is the main seating area with a sofa, and directly opposite the entrance is an armchair. The sofa backs onto the wall and the armchair faces to the left across the coffee table to a blank wall. So, where is the TV, I hear you ask? Well, this entire wall is the television. The whole thing is a plasma screen designed to show your TV, surf the internet, or, when it's not in use, it displays anything you want it to, from family pictures to famous works of art. On the opposite wall to the sofa is a fireplace, which still has a real fire. Nothing beats that now, does it? But the rug in front of the fire now also monitors the temperature and either opens or closes the chimney so as not to overheat the room. It still has its normal uses, though. As you can see, the cat likes it very much and is curled up on it, happy as can be. What else is on offer? Well, for entertainment, the family still reads books, so there is a bookcase on the wall to the right of the entrance. But what about the computer? Well, it's inside your head and powered by those intelligent clothes you're wearing. Imagine this. As you're sitting relaxing on the armchair, you'll be able to reach out and put your hot drink on the coffee table in front of the armchair. You suddenly remember that you need to send work an email. That same coffee table, holding your cup, is also a touch-sensitive keyboard for you to type your email and then click send. All you need to do to activate it is say email, and the image of a keyboard will appear. Well, I hope you've enjoyed your tour around the home of the future and that you'll come visit again soon. Bye-bye.
Now we're moving to 17. What was your answer?
A.
And that answer is correct. 18.
C.
And that answer is correct. 19.
F.
And that answer is correct. 20.
D.
And that answer is correct. Okay, so that's the list of answers. 17A, 18C, 19F, and 20D. And that is a full mark, Mr. Anmar. Are you happy?
I'm confused.
Why are you confused? You're never happy. You're never happy until you finish the IELTS and leave the room so you can talk to people about it. Maybe you can just tell us a little bit about your experience later on. Okay, perfect. Now, what I want you to do is spend the quality of time that you have right now, because I have another meeting. We will meet tomorrow evening as well for an hour between 6 and 7. But please don't make any calls.
Better time for me, 6 to 7.
Okay, so meeting.
But I still have a lot of struggles when I'm speaking, and that make me unhappy.
Okay, give me 1 second. Get the results. Okay, for speaking section, we have practiced over the past few months a lot when it comes to the IELTS speaking questions. With your general English skills, that is okay if you hesitate, if you struggle. I totally understand. It takes time. But for IELTS speaking section, you're good. No less than 7 in the speaking section from my own side. However, reading, writing, listening are far more important to focus on at this time. And we are just covering step by step. Maybe if we cover the map tomorrow, we'll be focusing more in upcoming meetings on writing, because I need to make sure to give you some feedback on your writing as well. It's very important that we need to understand that there are 2 sections in writing, and these sections are demanding. And they demand a lot of skills, a lot of effort to improve your writing. For writing, it's completely different from speaking. Completely different. So we need to pay attention to that as well. For now, if you have time, nobody is distracting you, please take the test and send me the scores so I can mark you and get an idea about.
Send me the link.
I sent you the link on Telegram, and the 5 correct answers that you got 5 on are part of the test that I sent you.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Sounds good. بس رد لي بالله معاني الكلمات ما سجلت ذاك اليوم. Dehydration يعني.
Dehydration.
شو المعنى؟
Dehydration is losing hydro or hydraulic or hydra is anything that is related to water. If you hear hydra, it means water. Dehydrate it is similar to deactivate. The word de means the opposite, akis. For example, deactivate is to stop activation. Hydrate, it means to give water. Dehydrate, it means to stop giving water. So dehydration is the loss of water from your body. What is the other word?
Make it up.
Make it up, it means to compensate. أنه تعوض. I will make it up. For you, we usually say, I will make it up for you. And if somebody is making up a story, like this soldier is making up a story, it means he is just fabricating something. They fabric شيء. They يختلق قصة. Next word.
Compensate.
Compensate, it means يعوض. يعوض.
شنو الفرق بين make it up و...
This is formal and this is less formal. Informal. Make it up is usually spoken. Compensate is usually written. Compensation هو تعويض. عادة يكون عن ضرر معين.
Okay.
Other words? Okay, perfect. See each other tomorrow, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Allah ma'ak.